Boutique, and I'm so happy to have my friend Tracie here of Bee and Blooms. And we did this 2 years ago. Yes.
I wish we could have done it last year.
I know. I wish we could have done it last year too, but
we're here.
We're here, but the reason why we couldn't do it last year was you were on QVC with the gift wrapping challenge on television on a series. Some of you may have even watched it. Well, now we've got Tracie here in the studio of Julie's Wreath Boutique. And 2 years ago, we did a video and I asked Tracie and she graciously accepted. And she's here to show us some new gift wrapping kind of hacks. Is that a good way to put it? Techniques, ideas, instead of the same, like how do we're going to wrap a bath and body thing. Dad, if you're watching, this is what you're getting for Christmas. Don't watch. But you kind of asked for it, so you know you're getting it. But we're going to do it. We're going to wrap it. I'm probably going to let her do most of the wrapping because I know the followers we have here, normally they're sweet and everything. But last time I had people be like, that other lady didn't know what she was doing. So
maybe they were talking about me.
No, they were not talking about you. But if you don't follow Tracie on like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, you need to. She is a master at wrapping gifts. So if you don't see it tonight, she's got it over on TikTok, I promise. So make sure to go over there and subscribe. So let's get started.
Perfect.
All right. So what's our first thing we're going to do?
So for the body wash, you're going to want to cut your paper just enough to wrap it. And you want always like to cover the bottom. So you want that much room on the bottom. And then the top we're going to do, it's not going to be fully covered. We're going to put tissue paper. So maybe a couple inches on the top. Actually might cut this down a little bit more.
Yeah. I always like the ones with the squares on the back. It just helps me when I'm wrapping paper or wrapping gifts.
Do you remember when they didn't do that?
I do. And when I found this, I mean, I know other places other than Hobby Lobby do this now, but when I found it at Hobby Lobby, it was a game changer for me.
Yes. Yep.
But I have to admit, when I wrap all the gifts for my kids, I don't do that great of a job.
I know sometimes like Christmas Eve night when I'm struggling, I'm just like rushing through.
So what are we doing here?
Okay, so what I did is you want to measure from maybe like the top. What we're going to do is like cinch it right here and fold the paper. And what I'm doing is just making little slits. And all this is going to do is just help when I put the ribbon around it, not like clump up too much.
Nice.
Okay, then just take some tissue paper.
So we're making a triangle, and then we're just bringing it all up.
Yep.
So the bottleneck is where you...
So this is the bottleneck.
And that right there?
Yep.
Is where you cut it?
I'm going to line it up to where I cut. And because I have tissue paper around the product, I'm putting tape. I know some people do not like that.
Yeah. I always like to fold my wrapping paper too. Gives it a nice look.
Yes.
Now, could you do the same technique with like maybe a wine bottle?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just a bigger piece of wrapping paper.
Right.
Such a good idea to cut the little divots or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And then you're going to fold the bottom normal.
Yep. This is, would you call that like a box fold? That's what I would use on a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're going to take some ribbon.
Now, does it matter what kind of ribbon? Do we want like the smaller type of ribbon? No wire?
Smaller is easier, especially since it's this small. I like to use these and then just, I'm old school.
I like how you folded it so that you can see where exactly you need to put that ribbon. That looks really cool.
And then you just play around with it while you're pulling. And tie it. And you can go in and fluff around. Okay, now that I used one just to do the initial tie, I'm going to just tie on a couple more just so I can twirl it.
People need to know that you're a wreath maker too, or that's kind of how we met.
That is how we met.
Yeah, you followed me.
Yep.
And you bought one of my tutorials, I think the Christmas tree one.
Yep. The angel, yeah, the angel wings.
Yeah, because the angel wings went with the Christmas tree.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it was during COVID, and I saw the most beautiful rainbow angel wings, and that was you.
It was.
And I probably talked about this in the other video that we did, but I remember finding you on TikTok, because I got on TikTok in 2020. Yeah. And you came on my For You page, and I was looking at your stuff because I was obsessed. And then I'm scrolling, and there's that beautiful angel wreath.
Oh,
and I'm
yes.
like, I know her.
Yes.
And that's how we kind of
So originally when I started my TikTok, it was for Wreath.
Yeah.
But
so that is so cute. My dad's going to love it. See, we're using real gifts this year, guys. I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to wrap this little book. By the way, if you don't have the little blue truck books in your series, they're like a great book to get little ones. My kids loved these when they were little.
Yeah,
and Tracy,
my son loves them.
Yeah, Tracy was just telling me she has a 5-year-old and he really loves them too. And so explain what we're doing here.
Okay, so for this one, you're going to want to make sure that the paper folds over from this side and this side, almost like to the very edge. Okay. And then you want the top to come all the way down. It doesn't have to be all the way, but pretty much. Okay, and then you're gonna cut all the excess paper. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm on the other side, guys, so that's why she's got an assistant tonight.
Okay, so then you're gonna put the book. You're gonna want to. Okay, so you're gonna want to leave just an inch right here on the bottom, and then you're gonna want to take the corner and pull it all the way down. You're going to want to flip the top corner or the top triangle over. Do the same thing on this side.
Is it important not to have too thin of wrapping paper?
So when you do like wrapping like this, sometimes I like the thin paper, because like this thick paper sometimes will get like too bulky.
Yeah.
And that I don't like, but the thin paper rips a lot. So I guess it just depends. I pull very hard when I wrap, and so sometimes when I use the thin paper, but so I guess it's just preference.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so what I did is just fold the corners over, and then you can either keep it crossed like this or fold this in so it's like a line. Looks a little bit neater.
Just rip off. So this is what? This is your favorite?
This is double-sided tape.
I've got to get some of this. Where do you get it?
Amazon.
Nice. And then you just take off the little...
Yep, and then you just peel this off. That way you don't see any of the tape. And then I flip it over, and then I just do the
regular box fold.
Yeah.
There's probably a better terminology for it, but we're going to call it the box fold.
Yep. Whatever.
So,
whatever works.
Pleated fold, whatever you do at the end of your boxes.
Right.
You're going to put it on the back. Nice. This is where the thicker is getting.
Yeah.
But it's
worth,
it's worth it for the look.
Yes. So this is like something that
Yeah.
is like more of a presentation. And then that way you can stick your card in and then put like a little pick or put a flower or candy cane or whatever you want.
And you could even tape that down if you wanted.
Yep.
So pretty. I love that. That is so cute. I love it.
Okay, so for this one, what I'm going to do is like an envelope fold wrapping.
I liked what you did with this because you could do really that odd stuff that you do that's hard to, you know, to wrap.
Yeah.
Gives it a little give,
Yes.
a little room.
So what you're going to want to do is initially we're going to be folding it over like this. So you want to make sure that you have enough paper to fold over, and then we're going to cut some of the top off. The sides, you want to give it enough that it has like a little bit of wiggle room. If it's too like too close the item, then it's just going to be like too bulky. So you want to just maybe half of the width of the item.
Because we just want to slide it in there.
Yep. So for the top, you're going to put the bottom over the item, and then the top, I'm just going to see, maybe not all the way to the bottom, about halfway. Okay. Then I'm going to fold the top down. To a point, and then you can just take this down. And then the sides, I'm just doing an extra fold just for like a little neater look. You don't have to do this part.
So you really could do this for a much bigger project. I'm thinking, you know, I bought my son this Bop It toy, and this would probably be the perfect thing to do
like
that.
On a larger scale. I like to do gift cards. When I wrap like gift cards or money, I do this.
On a little tiny scale. Oh, that's cute. I love that idea.
Because then, you know, they can still unwrap. Okay, and then I'm just adding some double-sided tape to the sides. Okay, then we gotta take
these off?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not as good at this as you. These nails.
Sometimes that's how I feel without having nails. I'm like, oh, I can't get it. Okay, and then you're just gonna fold this up, covering the gift, and you're just gonna line up the edge and line up this edge. That way you can just slide this in and then fold this over. And then since there's no tape, you know, visible, then I'm just gonna do the double-sided tape to
Kind of love that double-sided stuff. I
know.
like the fact that it has the little, looks a little bit easier to work with too.
And it's so strong. I love it. I use it all the time.
That is
And
so cute.
And then you can like wrap a bow around it or put, you know.
You know what
like
would be cute is if you, here's an idea for everybody. If you took a hole punch and you did a hole punch and then you
like sewn?
Yeah, like a little sewn or a little bow or something like that. That would be cute too. But I love this. I'm going to use this on the really awkward stuff.
Yes.
Because we can do this like 3 times the size.
Do this. This is how I fold wrap clothes.
Yeah. That's a great too. If you don't have a box.
Yes. Yep.
That looks so nice. And you can put a little bow on it. I love it. All right, let's do the next.
Okay. So next I'm going to wrap this clip, and this will work for any of the little small kid items, makeup, or those like
little lotions.
Yes.
Yeah, like little kind of hard to wrap things.
So you're going to want to make sure that the paper wraps all the way around the item, and then you're going to want a couple inches on the side. You're going to take the paper. You're not going to have it go all the way to this edge because you're going to end up having to fold it over. And then you're going to fold it again up until that point.
This is going to be really cute, guys.
Oh, look, it matches
that
up.
matches. Oh, my goodness.
It's like play the lottery because it never happens. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is measure the item, and you're going to fold maybe like 1.5 inches or 2 from the edge.
See, I want Madeline to learn how to do this, but I don't want her to see her gift. That's for Madeline.
That's my hardest thing when I'm wrapping at home is like having my kids, my daughter now, she's old enough, her friends at school all
see
like,
your videos.
I saw that video. I saw what you're getting for Christmas. Okay, so what you're gonna do is fold when you fold the ends, you're gonna want to cut just like a triangle in this corner, this corner. Okay, now
looks like a craft project from school.
You're gonna get some tissue paper, and it's best if it's a little bit longer than your wrapping paper. You wrap your item in it. And then you're going to wrap this and then just tape it.
How did you manage to make that look so good?
It's going to look like a little candy. And then take these sides. And then take some ribbon. And then just pull.
Oh my goodness. That is so clever. And I know last year you taught us how to take a box, a regular like shirt box, and you taught us how to make it a smaller size box, like one end of it. You taught us how to make a really cool bow. We did a lot of things. We did a bag too. So you guys need to go watch 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yep.
Last year she was busy making a TV show, so we couldn't get her.
There you go. And then you just fluff out the paper.
That is so cute.
I always like to wrap things so it's not obvious like what's in the gift. Because my kids are nosy and they'll come down and say, I know what that is.
Yeah.
This way, they don't.
Yeah.
It's not just in a bag where they can sneak and look.
Oh, I love it. So pretty. Perfect.
So I'm just going to be wrapping this normal.
This is a gift for my oldest. I hope he likes it. He'll probably say, "Oh, sorry, it looks too much like my dad." So I can't say what it is. When it glides, when the scissors glides through the wrapping paper,
it's the best part.
It is the best part. Yeah, I agree. Sharp
Scissors.
Yes. There's scissors for fabrics and scissors for paper.
My mom is very picky about her. She's a quilter, so you can't. She definitely has everything scissors, wrapping scissors, and then her sewing scissors.
Yes.
You cannot touch them.
I think there's a meme about that.
Yes.
You don't touch mom's wrapping scissors.
Yeah.
So tell us what got you into wrapping.
So growing up, my mom used to always wrap our pictures as Christmas decorations. And I just remember always watching her and wanting to help. And one year she let me help her and taught me everything she knows, and I just loved it. I did a lot of origami as a kid too, so I think just paper folding and paper anything really is just like interesting to me.
I had Tracie come on this side so you guys can kind of see. This is the box. This is the box fold. So I think most people would know how to do this, but I just want to make sure. Did we say, what did we call this? The box fold?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. I probably said something else. Let me know in the comments if I said something else. You guys always remember I have an awful memory. Okay, so this is just a basic package.
Yes. And then we're going to add a bow using ribbon scraps. Okay, so I'm going to do my initial ribbon.
So you go underneath your box.
Yes. So I'm only going to do, I mean, you can do the crisscross, but for this, I'm just going to go around it once.
And I saw you do this on TikTok the other day or Instagram, and I messaged you and I commented or something. And I'm like,
well, with all of the wreaths that you make, I know that you have a ton of scraps.
Yes.
And this way, I don't like to throw anything away. I like to just always try to reuse it.
Yep.
And so this is like a perfect way that you can make a bow with all of your leftovers.
So we're just making a knot in the middle. She just did a 2 knots there.
And then I'm just gonna do the
dovetail.
Yep. So I just fold it in half and then cut it. I got all of the ribbons. I made a wreath for my front door because my other one was worn out. So these are my scraps from the wreath that I just made. So what I'm going to do is make a bow from it. These are, what, like 12 inches, you think?
Yeah.
12, 13.
I'm going to say 12 to 13, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, I try to make them around the same length, but they don't have to be like specific. They can be a little bit different. And what you're going to do is, I like to put a zip tie. You can do a pipe cleaner or a piece of ribbon. I just use zip ties often, so I have a lot. And then you're just going to layer over it, but in like a X pattern.
So we're starting with the bigger ribbon.
Yes. So if you have like thicker ribbon,
yeah,
you can use that. And then you can add on the thinner ones. There's no science to it. It doesn't have to be complicated. And then I do my zip tie and then just kind of hold it and move it into the back so you don't see it. And then just kind of help it, squish it. Cut this off. And you're gonna tie it on here.
This is what I like the best when I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. Just use the ribbon you put on.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not have to be overcomplicated. Simple. And then just normal, how you fluff out a bow. You just move all of the ribbon around however you like it to make it look full. And
you could do this smaller too.
Yep.
If you have a smaller box and you don't have to use as much ribbon, or, you know, I just think this looks so pretty. You didn't even make, I mean, there was no loops or nothing. That's so simple. No. I love it. I love, love, love the look of that.
Okay, so for this one, I'm going to be wrapping a book, but I'm going to be using double-sided wrapping paper.
And where did you get the wrapping paper?
I got this from Costco.
Not this year, but...
Yeah, I do believe I got it last year, but they sell really pretty double-sided wrapping paper. I think Sam's does too, but...
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I get this.
Put that on my list. That's really pretty though.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to want an inch on both sides. The only thing is, with double-sided wrapping paper, we got so spoiled with the lines, the grid, that you have to...
You got to be careful.
Really try to cut a straight line. Okay, and so I'm going to show how to expose half of the wrapping paper. You're going to just take one side over, depending on how much you want to show.
Have you done this with a big box? I feel like I've seen this with a big box.
Yes. Yep. And you can even do it where, like, you can add in a card, like it's like a pocket. You can put a little gift tag or...
I think we may have done that last year.
Oh, maybe.
Or 2 years ago. I keep saying last year.
I know.
She was in California. Was it California? Or was it New York or New Jersey? Where's QVC at?
It was in Philly.
It was in Philly.
Yes.
There we go. East Coast.
Yes. It was so gorgeous. I don't travel often, but when I do, I'm just... Man, I wish I could have stayed an extra day and just...
Sightsee?
Yes.
Is that a word? Sightsee? Saw.
We're crafters. Okay, so I just put double-sided tape on the ends. That way you can make a little pocket. And then, depending on where you want... if you want it like right in the middle, you can do that. I always like to just do it on the side. It looks a little bit neater for me. And then wrap the paper all the way around. Everything else you can just cut off. You just want to make sure that it's wrapped. One time, I just moved it. Line it up. I'm just going to tape. You're not going to see the ends, so that's where I'm just going to tape it.
Tape the ends, okay. And then you're going to do the box.
Yep.
Nice.
Flip it over, and then I'll stand it up so they can see how I'm folding on the other side.
There really is something so like relaxing just standing here watching her make these. There you go. I gotta take a picture of this because this is your book. It's not mine.
Oh, yeah. We should have grabbed one.
Yeah, I should have. My husband has a slew of them in the other room.
And then that way you can still put an envelope or a gift tag.
And that is so cute. I love it. And you can just put something right in there. Nice. All right, I think we're ready for Christmas. What do you think?
I think so.
I think so. This has been so much fun. Guys, if you made it all the way through this video, leave us, you know how you can do like the gift wrap, the present emoji?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, leave it in the comments. Make sure you tell Tracie thank you. And I'm so happy that you were able to come this year.
Yes,
you were a little busy last year, but that's okay. So I know you guys
do it this year.
Yeah, they enjoyed this the last time we did this. So thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for inviting me.
We live like 20 minutes apart. So it's just amazing that we live so close. So anyways, if you love this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to follow Tracie B and Blooms over on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
YouTube too. So there you go. All right, guys. We'll see you next week in Julie's Wreath Boutique. Have a great day. Bye.